Do you have a favorite?
I think right now my favorite is John Rock.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at an efficient movement of the handle, I think there's no better example than John. You see him set up and you see the path of the handle is really kind of minimized. You know, he doesn't have a long swing. He does a good job at getting the club to shallow, gets the head behind the hand path early in the backswing, and just kind of keeps it there on the way down. So I think that's a really efficient motion. The handle's not really traveling that far, but far enough that he can still create the speed he needs. Not so far he loses orientational control, but far enough for the speed, just enough. And I think that's a great move for people to copy.
Justin, I don't know if I want to go back to both hands on the club. That feels pretty good.
Well, I think for your lower speed swings, we probably bring this in, 50 miles an hour or less club head speed. I would have a challenge on which you're better with. Trail hand only or lead. I think there's some high shots and some specialty shots you need both hands on. But I think in your basic shots you could do it. But eventually we gotta add the lead on.
Okay, so
we need speed, we need length.
Yeah, let's talk through that because I really feel like my trail arm's working better.
Great.
Those are getting solid, but if I want to introduce this lead arm into it,
we gotta make it a progression, just like we do with the trail. Okay. We started out, no club, bottom of the head, make it light, progressively work over that. We're gonna do the same thing with our lead hand.
Okay.
So right hand only, go ahead and grip it this way.
Okay.
And now I want you to take the top 2 fingers of your lead hand, and I just want you to loop those on the grip. So it's almost like I'm just hooking my lead hand on the grip. Perfect. My bottom 3 fingers are off, just those top 2 fingers.
Got it.
This is by far the hardest way I'm gonna have you swing the club or hit shots, because your lead hand's not contributing. It's not contributing force, not contributing support. It's just along for the ride. It's like
so it's just trying to spatially understand what my lead arm's
doing. This is all about body reorientation. This is teaching my body, okay, my trail arm wants to dominate this motion, but if my lead arm's attached to this, that starts to change things. I got to drag this along with it, so now I get some spatial awareness of how my body has to move, how my trail arm has to support this if my lead arm is going along for the ride. Now, lead arm is going to support it eventually. This is no support at all. This is actually inhibiting the motion, but really important work.
Oh, I cheated. I grabbed it with my last fingers
first.
That's hard. You commit to it,
right?
It's
really hard. I would say make the swing shorter. I think that's too dynamic. So that was too aggressive to start with.
I'm really trying to make what feels like those right arm swings.
Yep.
With this
and even a couple rehearsals first and hit it. Good. Love it. That was better. Let's make it easier. Let's take now those top 2 fingers, take them off, and attach the bottom 3 fingers.
Okay.
Almost like, in Hogan's book.
Yep.
The grip you always see, the finger and the thumb out, index finger. Good. Show me it.
Like that? Should I straddle the thumb?
Get the thumb off it too. The lead thumb and lead index finger will be off.
Gotcha.
Good. And you can put them like this, Chris. And you can have them comfortable. They don't have to, they can be outside resting. They don't have to be on top of the palm so much. Wherever your hand puts it comfortably. Yeah, and the same feel. But you should feel now you have more support of it. It's like attaching those bottom 3 fingers of the lead hand. Absolutely. Now they can support the weight of the club. They can start to contribute to rotation.
To have this still be as trail arm dominant.
Exactly.
So I'm really still focusing on the trail arm.
Always.
The feeling, the sensation, the forces I was putting in the club when I was doing the trail arm only swings. And just have this slightly more attachment of the lead arm on there.
Exactly. It's just a progression. Get the lead arm back on. It starts to contribute a little bit, but still not contributing the same as would be in a traditional grip. But this allows us to keep that trail arm dominance, that feel of the trail arm dominance as we work through the motion. And I think in between the shots, recalibrate the trail arm. Like as you hit those shots, go back and take a couple practice swings, trail arm on, okay, that's what it should feel, then make that lead arm attachment. And I do that throughout the set. I do that even when I go back to a traditional grip. I'm still gonna go back occasionally and make those trail arm only swings to feel that pattern and then reattach the lead and hit some shots.
And it's really interesting too, because one of my tendencies is to sort of drag my left arm for too long, where it doesn't really fold quickly enough in the fall through. And right now I can really feel that lead arm starting to fold a lot.
We start to focus on how the handle moves around the body in space. Then I think we start to see how the body can support that motion, and sometimes how the body inhibits that motion. And so I think, like what you just said, I think tension in the lead arm, maybe forcing it too much, was inhibiting that handle motion, whereas we kind of relax and just kind of focus more on the handle's motion around the body. Then the lead arm starts to fold a little more organically. With this work too, doing a lot of trail arm swings, we didn't talk about this, the grip, man. I think this organically creates your grip. I don't think I have to tell too many players how they hold in their right arm. You sit here and swing the club for 5 or 10 minutes with your right hand only, you're gonna figure out how to hold the club. Because it's gonna fly out of your hand if you don't. So I think having that attachment correct, understanding how to move the handle in space correctly, using your trail arm, and then reattaching that lead back on until you back to now. Let's go back to a traditional grip.
Can we go back
go to traditional. Hit some little shots. But make this more like a 3/4 type motion. Try to feel like it's more trail arm dominant. Your lead arm's more passive. Shot.
Yeah, felt great.
Tiger kind of gave us the keys to the castle to a point when he does his trail arm only putting drill, then reattaches the lead, go back to trail, back to lead, almost matching those feels from trail arm lead. I'm trying to do the same thing, but all the way throughout the set.
Yeah, quite a few times. I mean, he just wears that out, and then he put his lead arm on. It'd have a very similar motion to when he did the trail.
Again, it's that instinctive throwing motion.
Do it 2 hands again.
Give me a good one here. You got to be patient with this. Again, if you're somebody that doesn't have a very strong trail arm, we have a lot of people that are playing golf, and their trail arm is not their dominant arm.
Yeah.
Their dominant arm is their lead arm. So they're going to probably need more work to get this spatial awareness and understanding how to control the club in the trail hand. It's not ever going to be their dominant hand. It's not going to be their dominant arm. But it doesn't necessarily have to be either. We just need enough to be able to control the handle the way we're looking.
Now you mentioned Tiger with his putting drill, the trail arm only putting drill. Can we take this to the greens and even to the short game area?
That's where it's best.
All right, well, let's do that.
Let's go.